viewers and listeners to the TNID Voices and Vibes podcast. I have a very exciting guest for our conversation today. But before I go to the guest, I'd like to just tell a little bit about The Need Indeed. We are a local nonprofit organization serving the community in the areas of mental well-being. Do some projects with seniors that are substance abuse survivors or dementia patients or women's support group. So do check us out on TheNeedInDeed.org. A little bit about the podcast. It's mainly to bring the community treasures to you. Each one of us is a story, has overcome some challenges, explored, broken some barriers, definitely has something to share that could comfort us or inspire us. And so that's kind of the main goal of the Need Indeed Voices and Vibes podcast team, to bring you those encouragements, inspirations, and support. So hopefully you have been enjoying each one of our conversations, and excited to turn to my guest, Sridhar Koneru. Sridhar, welcome.
Thank you, Sushmi.
Sridhar and I go back a while. We've known each other at least for a decade, if not more. And Sridhar by profession is an engineer. But here today, we're not to talk about that, but to talk about his love for distance running, marathons. And so all excited to hear that. Before we dive in, Sridhar, go ahead, do your formal introduction, please.
Sure. Thank you, Sushmi. Thanks, everyone. My name is Sridhar Koneru. I was born and brought up in India, in Hyderabad. I was born in Kuchipudi, where the Kuchipudi dance comes from, and I was raised in Hyderabad. I have worked in various cities in Hyderabad, in UK, and finally I've settled in Minneapolis, and I've called this home for the last 20 years. I love this place for the opportunities that it provides, for the two passions that I have, which is distance running as well as volunteering and giving back to the community.
Yeah.
Minnesota and the Twin Cities are great places for us to use the trails, parks system, as well as the running community to pursue my passion of running. And also this is a great place where, like Need Indeed, there are so many organizations that provide us the opportunity to pursue our passions.
Yeah, and we share the volunteering passion together.
Yes.
So that's how we kind of got to know each other. So, all right. For our conversation today about how you got into distance running, take us to the beginning, how it all began. Were you always doing it? Or where did it begin? Did it begin here? Kind of give that background to our audience.
Sure. So growing up, I was always physically active. I played a lot of sports in the school. I represented my school for field hockey during the middle and high schools. Used to play a lot of soccer, a lot of cricket, used to participate in kabaddi, kho-kho, and other sports. So primarily was always physically active and loved sports. But I had never pursued running as an activity growing up. Minnesota was a place where it all started. Like in 2007, a few of my friends were registering for a 1 mile event, Twin Cities 1 mile, run in downtown Minneapolis. And I decided to register too, give it a try. I have never participated in a timed run.
Okay.
And I was very nervous at that point if I would be able to finish that 1 mile in the 12-minute cutoff that they had. Practiced a little bit, trained a little bit, went for it, managed to complete it in 8 minutes. And that was a baseline for me of like this is what it means. I can probably do 8-minute mile, which as the distance increases, I realized that, okay, you cannot continue at that pace.
Yeah, but it gave you the motivation that this is something you can try.
I can try. I enjoyed the feeling of finishing it. I enjoyed the feeling of measuring and thinking of all the possibilities of how I can maybe make it better or how I can increase the distance that I can run. So I registered for my first 5K, managed to finish it in 30 minutes, then tried a 10K, then a 10 mile. Until that point, maybe because I was physically active most of my life, with little bit of training and unstructured training, I could still complete my runs, as well as I was never trying to have a time goals with respect to how long it takes for me. The first half marathon was a different picture altogether. I realized I struggled to complete it. Last couple of miles was really a struggle, and that made me realize that if I need to do longer distance runs, I need a better structured training. And I started doing a little better, preparing a little better, managed a few half marathons, but planning for a full marathon was again a completely different picture. I registered once, figured out I couldn't train for it enough and could not do it. The second run that I registered, one of my coworkers, who's an avid runner, he had introduced me to this training plan called to a person called Hal Higdon. He's a reputed runner, and he has various training plans. And I had different options to pick from. I picked a training plan. It was a 12-week plan, and I tried to follow it diligently, as diligently as I could. And this was sometime in 2010, 2011, when I did my first full marathon. That was Minneapolis full. So the way it happens is your training runs 20, 22 miles is your maximum training run. And the last 5 miles is totally, you have to bring that energy and stamina on the day of the run.
The last 5 miles, when you have it the least.
when your body is, that is the part of the experience you have not experienced in the training.
Right.
And that is the time when it's completely your mind games, and the fans and the volunteers around who push you through with their encouragement, and all the volunteers. So completing and finishing the first full marathon, and feeling, I wouldn't call strong, but not feeling as if you're dying. That brings such a joy with respect to seeing all of your training come through. And showing that, yes, you can do something hard. I mean, there's a statistics out there. I don't know how far that is true, that there's only 1% or less than 1% of the people in the world who have completed a full marathon.
Wow. And you are one of them.
I am one of them. And I'm pretty sure that numbers have increased with the way I see how people are registering for different races now. But even then, just that feeling that you have achieved something that not many people achieved, not because they cannot, it's more because they have not tried, probably. But whatever be the case, the fact that you are in that a selected group makes you feel good. And the fact that you had a training plan, for me, that was very important, that you had a training plan, you stuck to it, and you have seen the result. And it is not one of those goals or achievements which is like based on just a fluke or luck. This is something that you have to work through, like a lot of others. Like a lot of difficult goals. But,
so two things I'm going to interject, Sridhar. You kind of alluded to a few things that, there's a lot of joy, there's sense of accomplishment. So I wanted to ask, why do you do this? You've answered it a little bit, but let me formally ask the question.
So running, the joy of completion, like when you manage to finish one, the joy of feeling that you have achieved something that is not easy and you have really worked hard for it, makes you encouraged to try either that or something. It helps you push yourself more to see like how far you can push yourself to do better. And the beauty about this is not something that you are running for a first prize or something. You are just competing with yourself on day-to-day basis, and you're
So
trying
it's not just physical; it's physical and mental.
And mental, as to how do we make ourselves better, and what do we need to do to make ourselves better. So with respect to achievements, in my mind, I've read somewhere something about, if you have your goal as an achievement, then as soon as you reach that goal, there's a chance that everything that you have put in as an effort to reach that, you'll probably stop doing it because you have already achieved it. Whereas if you keep your goal as something you want to become, or the process to achieve a goal, then the goal is just means for your process or change in lifestyle, rather than your process being the means to the goal. So over a period of time, that's what I enjoyed about it, as to if I'm training for a long distance run. Initially, when I was younger, it was all about the training plan. Then as I grew older, so it's not just a training plan now. I need to focus a little more about how much rest I'm giving my body. I need to focus more about how I'm doing, planning my nutrition, how I'm planning my hydration. So all of that become more and more important. And that helps in your overall lifestyle changes, because in order to achieve something, you're putting in so much hard work. So on a day when you want to, I don't know, binge eat something, you question yourself as to like, hey, I'm putting in so much effort. This is not worth it. And it just helps. At least for me, it has helped in making better habits, or making it easier to follow better habits, better lifestyle. That has helped me, not just in running, but overall in general health, I feel.
Do you want to give a little window into the training plan itself? Like, what? Speak a little bit more about what did it mean to be part of training?
So, when I first saw the training plan of 12 weeks of how you run maybe 4 days a week, and each run is of a different kind. You do your pace run, you do a hill run, you do an interval training, you do a long distance training. And there's so many things wherein it doesn't make sense the first time as to why are we doing this, what does it do. But more you keep doing it, I've started like learning more about why each one of those components are important. Like, not just the actual runs, but what do you do on the rest days? How do you cross train? How do you rest? And the thing that they talk about is, other than running, you need to focus on mobility, stretching. You need to focus on stability. You need to focus on strength, and you need to focus on your power. So each one of those has a component that helps in you running better.
And achieving the goal.
And all of those are important for general fitness too. Right? I mean, mobility, what I tell my friends or anyone that talk to me is, if you just have 15 minutes in your day to focus on your fitness, mobility is the first thing. Stretch, yoga, whatever makes sense, but stretch so that your muscles are not tight. If you have a little more time, then focus on stability. Stability is more to kind of make sure your joints are stable. You're not having pains in your joints just because you're not focusing on that. Then it is the strength training, which more and more there are studies out there as we age. Strength training is one of the very important things for us to make sure our muscles are strong, so that our bones and joints are being supported well. And the power is the last thing, wherein that's what I'm trying to focus now on, to see if I can achieve my marathon completion times to be better. But that's the last thing. But so that is the exercise and run part. Then the nutrition. When the nutrition comes, for running, carb loading or carbs are very important. But again, carbs are important. That doesn't mean you have only carbs. So carbs is one part of it. Then you figure out like, how do you supplement the rest of the things, and how much, And the whole training plan of 12 weeks is for you to figure this out on, like, first week you try something, somehow like your runs didn't feel well, then you try
All
something
these
else.
combination permutations.
And figuring out how much during your runs, how much water, how much do you hydrate?
Yeah.
How often do you hydrate?
Yeah.
And
So there's a whole science.
totally, there's a lot of science, and no two runs are the same, no 2 days are the same.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're training for 12 weeks, and if you have done a few marathons,
Yeah.
it just increases probably the number of times a certain situation has happened, like a certain type of humidity, certain type of day, wherein you figure out, like, your body can sense a little bit of muscle memory comes into the picture as to, like, hey, I need to take a little more water breaks.
Yeah, and then you can adjust or adapt.
Yeah.
So Sridhar, I know you from the time I think you were preparing for your 40th birthday, 40-mile run.
Yes.
So let's fast forward and go to that point. Any thing you'd like to call out in the preparation for that, or any story that sticks out, or special memory?
Sure. So as I mentioned earlier, I have two passions, like distance running is one of it, and volunteering and giving back to the community is another. And also, as I mentioned, like, if we make the process focus rather than the achievement, that helps us achieving the goals. So part of me trying to put a physical goal for myself, like running the 40 miles, but also raising funds for, I had raised funds for 4 organizations, HSMN being one of them, and a couple of other organizations, but making sure that I have some accountability towards something that I have done. Like, I have raised funds. There are a lot of people who have contributed and want to see me achieve something. That puts a little bit of pressure, but a good kind of pressure for me to be accountable, to train for it and complete. So 40 miles, that was my first ultra marathon. So any distance about 26 miles is considered ultra marathon. So that was my first ultra marathon. Training was really painful because more so because of running out there by yourself for 5-6 hours starts getting very boring. It's wonderful for a couple of hours. After that, it can start getting boring. And I love the community that we have built around here. Thanks to all of you. That I got a lot of support, not just by means of contributions, but more so people coming out,
morale support.
I mean, people ran with me for a few miles. There were people who helped me hydrate when I was doing my training runs. Nandini, my wife, was a great support all through to make sure that I get the time that I need for training, as well as on the final run. But it's wonderful to see the whole community come out there, support me in what I wanted to achieve. And for me to be able to achieve that was amazing.
Any memory or challenge that you had to spend some time overcoming?
So maybe a couple of years before that 40-mile run, I had to stop running for almost a year because of knee. Touch wood, so far I have not had any major injuries because of running, but this 1 year I started getting severe knee pain, because of which I had to stop running for almost a year. And almost felt like this is not something that I can pursue. But this is another example of how we have such a great running community in Twin Cities, where there were a few friends who guided me to rehabilitate from that injury back to running. And at that point, I never imagined I would run another full marathon. But by virtue of, again, the same thing, spending more time on mobility, spending more time on stability and strength, I mean, it had helped me to adjust how I run, how I stretch after my run. And it's amazing that since then I have done a 40-miler, I have done a few more full marathons. Recently I did a a 50K
For your
trail
50th
run
birthday.
for my 50th birthday.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm
Very nice.
very.
Sridhar, this is something to pause at. First of all, there's not very many people, at least I don't know anybody besides you who's done 40 mile at age 40, let alone 50 at 50. So that's a big achievement. I mean, amazing,
Thank you.
amazing. Um, anything, so fast forwarding, we kind of already touched on 50. So any um, special training you had done from in this last decade from 40 to 50 because the body has aged, changed? What did you do different?
So the key thing, I want to address the time. First, time factor or the time needed, time commitment that is needed for training for distance running. There was a part of just after my 40th birthday. That year, I did the 40 miler, then I did the Chicago Marathon, then I did the New York Marathon, all in the same year.
The 40th year.
That year.
Wow.
And the training needed for all of that more or less took the whole year, wherein there was nothing else that I was doing. So that was great for me.
Yeah.
In the sense like I was enjoying the whole thing.
Yeah.
But it does take a toll on the family that we don't spend enough time for anything else.
Yeah.
So at that point, I had decided to stop doing this marathons. At least I would just focus on half marathon or less. That continued for a few years, but COVID again brought back the passion. There was a friend who wanted to do his first full marathon. And that was again a trigger as to a reason for me to kind of get back into it. Like, oh, I'm helping somebody do their first marathon. So that gave me the motivation, that a reason to do it, to train with him, help him do his first marathon. But going back to your question there, now the things have changed in that period wherein we brought in Nilu, my son. He's a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
Lot of energy. Needs a lot of time, which I enjoy spending with him. But that meant we had to figure out how to spend the time.
Yeah, the balance of the running, the work, the family, everything.
And the key thing that has changed since when I was younger and now was to plan our day better, as to like between my wife Nandini, she used to run at that time too. So figure out like when she's going out for a run, when I was going out for a run, and how do we manage time that we need to spend with our child. So that was a learning and needed some effort that we need to put to make it happen. But earlier in the about the training plan, I had mentioned that there are a few things which didn't make sense initially, as to like you have to run slow during your training in order to run faster in the race. Didn't make sense when you were younger, when I was younger. But as you get older, all those things start making sense as to like, and you have done enough times wherein you run slow, don't try to push yourself hard. And listen to your body. If you sense a pain, if you sense a ache, take rest. Rest is more important than the actual run. So all those things you start learning as you age, because when you were younger, you probably pushed through.
Because then you could do with less recharge, and now the value of recharge is important.
You need, and carb loading. When you were younger, carb loading was great. Now we have to watch how much carb we load, and still have enough energy for the run, but not make it other health problems. So figuring all those things out and understanding that you don't have to prove anything to anybody. So that was a key thing too for me. As to I'm doing it for myself, I'm competing against myself, I'm setting up my own goals and trying to achieve. That also helps in making sure I'm not pushing myself towards injury or any long-term problems that I create for myself in the process.
Any fellow you alluded to one that you were helping a friend get to do this, which was a trigger. I'm sure that's one of the reasons also to be doing this, personal joy, helping others. Any such memory story that sticks with you for a fellow runner?
Sure. I mean, there's an interesting story recently that happened. So one of my acquaintances, not even
A friend.
very close friend, acquaintances from the running community, she was doing a 24-hour run. She was planning to do a 24-hour run. She had a goal of 60 miles that she wanted to run.
Wow, 60.
And
Don't tell me she was 60.
No, she's much younger.
Okay.
But so she had posted on Facebook saying that like, hey, I'm going to run for 24 hours. Anyone who can come and support me and run with me for a few miles, that will be great. And I had responded to her saying that I'll come and run for a few hours, and totally forgot about that. And that day, I had other plans. I had gone out for a dinner with family, had a heavy dinner, came back home, ready to go to bed. I just looked at my Facebook and I saw the post from her as she is running, and then realized that like, oh, I had committed that I will run with her. It was about 9:30 or 10 in the night. And I immediately started changing myself and getting all the equipment needed for running in the night, like flashlight, the reflective vest and all, and started driving. And as I was driving, I was thinking like and I had to drive from Brooklyn Park to Bloomington. Bloomington is where the run was happening. And as I was driving, it was like 10:30 and it was almost like going to be midnight by the time or 11:30 and it was going to be midnight when I reached there. And I was asking myself as to like, is this stupidity? And part of me, I was thinking like, if this was a party and someone had said like, hey, we are having a party, why don't you come? I would be excited to go. And I feel a similar kind of excitement here.
Yeah.
That one, I'm going to go run. Two, I'm going to help somebody achieve that what they want to achieve.
Yeah.
And it is giving me, I'm not doing this as a chore. I'm doing this because I'm excited about it. And after the heavy dinner and the full day of activity, I went there thinking I will run maybe for an hour with her and then come home.
Yeah.
And I found that she just finished her 45th mile or something.
Okay.
And she later told me that she was almost thinking that she'll probably
won't make it. Yeah.
And she saw me and then we started like running, walking.
Yeah.
And she finished her, and I ended up running all the miles needed for her to finish her 60. And we ran from midnight till almost 5:30, 6 in the morning.
Wow.
And I came back home and I slept, and the next day I continued with my life. But just the thought that I helped somebody achieve their goal.
And be part of that joy and achievement.
And that was something which was healthy and not necessarily something which I'm ending up binge eating or drinking, things like that. So that was something that I was questioning myself on. Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And I felt that, hey, this is what probably I can say that running is my passion, because I was not doing that as if it was a chore.
Yeah.
I was very happy doing that at that point. And I can't explain it, because a lot of people when they have seen that I have run in the night, and they're like, you must be crazy. Why would you be running in the night?
Yeah.
And for me, it was not even a second thought that like, oh, it's night or I'm sleepy or lazy. I was excited about it. So.
Yeah, and I can feel and see that excitement. So thank you for sharing that. As we come to the close, any thing you'd like to add for our viewers and listeners?
So a few things that I would like to say. Earlier, as I mentioned, like there's a very small percentage of people who have completed a full marathon.
Yeah.
So 2 things about it. I sincerely feel anyone who wants to run a full marathon can run a full marathon as long as they follow a training plan and train well for it. Having said that, I also think no one has to run a full marathon.
Yeah.
that is not something that is necessary for fitness. For general fitness, 5K or a 10K a couple of times a week is more than great. And even if you don't run, that's totally fine. Walking, biking, any of those things are good for fitness perspective. Running is an impact sport. It can cause impact to your joints.
Sure.
So in no way I recommend that everyone should run.
Yeah.
But what I want to say is, if anyone wants to do a marathon for any reason, you can do it. Don't think just because you have not run before, that shouldn't be a reason to stop you. You can do it as long as you want to commit the time. The time is the biggest factor. And I can support anyone who wants to do it. And there's a lot of support and great community around who is more than willing to help. Another thing that I just want to say is, like, running makes me feel every day that I can do hard things.
Yeah.
And
overcome challenges.
That helps me when, in general, in life, when I have to deal with hard things or difficult things, it subconsciously gives me a confidence that I can face it.
Yeah, building the mental muscle.
Yes. And earlier you mentioned about TheNeedInDeed as to how it is about mental health.
Yeah.
And mental well-being. And I would say that running has helped me, and my wife would say the same thing even for her.
Yeah.
That running has helped us. It gives me some kind of peace when I just go out and run. I don't even listen to anything when I'm running.
Yeah.
I'm in my own zone.
Yeah.
It gives me relaxation.
Kind of running meditation, if you will.
Yes. It completely makes me not think about anything else. I'm just enjoying the run. I'm just enjoying the nature. And Minnesota provides such a great, shout out to Three Rivers Park District and the trails as well. We have great opportunity.
Great outdoors.
Here. Great outdoors here. Yeah. And I would encourage everyone to get out there, enjoy our parks and trails.
Yeah.
And make the most.
For your physical and mental fitness.
And physical and mental fitness.
Yeah.
And please contribute as well as participate in any opportunities that TheNeedInDeed has. Yeah. As well as there are a lot of other opportunities in Minnesota in general. Right. So
Thank you.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Sridhar. It was wonderful chatting with you, and I'm sure our listeners and viewers will get some motivation and some benefit out of this conversation. So enjoy. Please help share these stories and support TheNeedInDeed. Thank you. Thanks, Sridhar.
Thank you. Thank you, Sushmi.